It's not the statistics! It's not the statistics! You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Good evening. It's Monday, it's the beginning of the week, and I hope you have all had absolutely marvellous weekends. I'm not doing too bad personally. Aston Villa won, which always sets things up quite nicely. We've got the second leg against Club Brugge midweek, so hopefully we can carry it on and manage a whole 3 wins in a row, and that will keep things ticking along very nicely. Now, it's lovely to see a huge amount of you guys in already. Thank you very much, Rowan, for the raid. Oh, now guys, if you aren't currently subscribed to Rowan, you most definitely should be. An absolute behemoth of a creator. Absolutely incredible. Was the Netherlands representative at the FIFA World Cup featuring Football Manager, but also an all-round good egg who is currently organising something that is going to be very exciting coming up in the next few weeks. His current stream with Wellington Phoenix is absolutely brilliant, even though it did end, from the looks of things, on less than ideal circumstances. But next season hopefully will be good. We also have Viva in. Welcome in, Viva, who's currently doing an Arna Slotting inspired challenge with Liverpool. Sounds like it's going well, which is marvellous. We've got a little bit of Zerachul as well. Zerachul has had a good weekend, ready and fresh to complain for Mondays. That's exactly the point. That's what we want, isn't it? Lumi's in. Welcome in, my dude. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, as is Johnson. Lovely to see you, my dude. And we also have Mr. Echo over on YouTube as well. Lovely to have you all in. Now, Johnson is doing well, apart from the Hanover players shitting themselves in the derby again. Now, you may have answered this already, but yeah, was it a bad result? I didn't catch the Hanover score or anything on those lines at all, I'm afraid. So I don't know. Normally I manage to pick up my Hanover news by seeing a tweet or two from Max, who's occasionally in the chat as well. Usually that's what my way of picking up. It is all in German, unfortunately, so I have no idea what's being said. But the amount of capital letters generally give me the overall vibe, and I haven't seen anything this weekend, unfortunately. Now, we also have a little bit of Crudmo. Welcome in, my dude. I hope you're doing well. Dilfmo is in the house. I've got bad news for you, Dilfmo. Mondays aren't for Dilfs. You're here on the wrong evening, I'm afraid. The medical car's in as well. Welcome in, my dude. Lovely to see you. So, Johnson, you did reply. I do apologise. I'm slowly catching up there. So, Hanover, it was 1-1. You equalised in added time, but for the second time this season, it looked like none of the players, except maybe 3 or 4, realised it was the derby. And a very poor performance overall. Lucky to come away with a point versus third bottom in the league. That is quite rough. That does sound quite disappointing. I can understand how that was frustrating. Cameron's in. Muster, he shouts. Welcome in, my dude. How was your weekend, sir? Mr. Tyler as well, welcome in, thank you very much. Hey, Moneyball, Man United win. Unfortunately, Mr. Tyler, I will be very, very honest. I should string people along, make you excited for future ones. But realistically, there's probably not going to be a Man United Moneyball clinic because Man United always overperform in FM compared to real life. And that kind of removes the narrative element, ultimately. El Norby's here. Welcome in, El Norby. How you doing, sir? Rowan says you can also trust to hype you up, Musterman, even better than your own mother could. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to hype up everyone else. And Night of Knees here over on YouTube. Welcome in, my dude. So glad to be here, but lacking the Monday special, to be fair. Well, one can't have it all. You can't have it all, sadly. Coritiba's here. You know who just got an embarrassing result again? Coritiba, another shit show. Oh dear. What was the result? I'm scared to ask. So Johnson says Max does have really good tweets, to be fair. It would be even better if I could understand them. Crudmo's having a problem. Now, for those that don't know, Crudmo is a little bit older and sometimes words are hard to type. And he's struggling a little bit today, and that's absolutely fine. Lovely to have you, my dude. Nickname 123321's in. Now, it's just as I mock Crudmo for his typing, I can't read. So there we go. Good evening, my dude. Lovely to see you. Right. Shall I let you guys know what's been happening with the save so far? We are 4 games into Season 8, and it's not been good. Let's head on over and see the damage, shall we? We are bottom. We are currently sat very firmly at the bottom of the table, having not won a game yet this season in the league. We have won 2 games, just to be clear. We won against lower league opposition in the DFB Pokal, and we won the first leg of our Conference League final qualifying stage. We drew the second leg, we're into the Conference League proper, but we've had a pretty torrid time of things so far. We opened up with a 1-0 defeat away against Holston Kiel. Eventually it will load up there. Not necessarily a great start. Holston Kiel are a team we expect to struggle, and on the balance of play, maybe a draw would have been fair. Both generated just above 1 XG, although they did just about shade it. Then we followed that up with a 1-1 draw against Augsburg, where I think it's reasonable to say that we can feel a little bit robbed. We got a late equaliser, but we were clearly the better team, despite being down to 10 men as well. And that's kind of going to be a theme. Well, I say that's going to be a theme. We got absolutely spanked by Dortmund because we had a player sent off after 16 minutes, and Dortmund finished 3 goals, 2.4 XG. You can't really complain too much about that. And then we finished everything up with a 2-0 defeat at home against Werder Bremen. We missed a penalty. We absolutely dicked on them all game long. Their second goal, look, hands up. Second goal, 100%. My fault, because we just went for it. We were losing 1-0 in the dying moments. We just chucked everyone up front, and the second goal was essentially when we had no defenders. So I can't complain about that at all. I can complain about everything else. So it's not looking good. We come in with home games against RB Leipzig, Eintracht Frankfurt, and Bayer Leverkusen next up in the league. So this might be a very, very painful stream. We do head straight into the game, though. I've moved it forwards, and we have made... So we've played okay, we just haven't finished our chances, right? So I'm not going to abandon what we're doing. but I am making a couple of changes to the lineup. Tosino Adarabayo has come out of the starting lineup. He's had a torrid time. We've gone back to our defensive setup that we were using at the tail end of last season. Shitaki comes in for Fabian Nürnberger. Nürnberger hasn't necessarily been bad, he just hasn't been good. But otherwise, we're going to stick with what we got, and we're going to hope that we can kind of just get a little bit of rhythm back into it. We've moved down to a balanced mentality, but otherwise, we're doing this. It's time to step up our game. I trust you all. I have faith that we can do this at home against RB Leipzig. And now let's have a chance to catch up a little bit. So Cameron says, weekend was good. There was no Rangers to ruin it. My Sunday team won 2-0. So win-win. That is marvellous. How was mine? Villa won, and that informs everything. Everything is good because Villa won. So Mr. Tyler says, is there any place where we can choose your next Moneyball series from a range of choices? So Mr. Tyler, I do occasionally put out votes on the patrons, sometimes on the YouTube as well. But generally speaking, it's going to be based on feedback. We've got a goal. We got a goal. 1 minute 45 seconds in. I don't have the soundboard available. There we go. Darmstadt, scoring like no tomorrow. Darmstadt, the goals are here. I did not expect us to score, so I hadn't actually got everything set up because I'm a professional streamer. That's not bad start, eh? I am certainly enthused by that so far. So yeah, sometimes there will be votes, sometimes there won't be. So back in your box, Mustard Dork. Indeed. So wait a little bit older, just a little bit, Quad Mummers. Asno forces a save out of Van der Voort. Right, so Coritiba, you needed to win by at least 2 goals, and you drew 0-1. That's frustrating. That is frustrating. So Theratril says, new job by the end of the stream then, quite possibly. But that's good from like a narrative perspective, right? You know, what on earth is going on? Darmstadt's going, Aradalo's glowing, Nick has got us going How about this? Asnu's cross deflected by Decker. The keeper dived, a deflection took it past him. We're 2-0 up inside 10 minutes. Where was this in the last stream? Right, here we go. RB Leipzig with the corner. Ram's going to send it into the near post. Costello Jr. picks up the second, plays it to Adoy on the edge of the area, who puts it just wide. He didn't do that on Saturday, that's for sure. What a cracking result that was for Nottingham Forest. So it's not great. Although this might be the start of something beautiful. Nickname says it can't get any worse. So the glass is half full. That is fair. That is very, very fair. Right, Asni with the cross to the far post. Abdullahi knocks it down to Brooks, and it's just wide. Somebody's what did Flashing Square say? Was that another one of those get followers bots things that I missed? So El Norby asked Coritiba, did every protest go as planned at the weekend? So for those that don't know, Coritiba have been struggling, as the user Coritiba has mentioned in chat. And there were 5 separate protests, one after the other, planned for Saturday. Johnson says, I think there was a moment in the game which painted the picture really well. About 7 of Braunschweig's players squared up to our striker, Ngankam, and tried to cause a bit of mayhem, and none of our players backed him up. That's not good. So yes, it does seem to be a spam bot, Bruno says. But Crodmo did the banning. Good job, sir. Mr. Echo will be back in an hour. Hope I don't skip much of content. Good luck. Well, thank you very much for dropping by. We'll see you a little bit later. Rowan, is that Ajax's Icelandic Kristi Knockvichlinson? It most definitely is Kristi Knockvichlinson. He's our top earning player. We signed him for about 4 million euros last season, paying him 60 grand a week. And he's not been great, I'll be honest. He did seem to do better towards the tail end of last season, playing as this sole advanced playmaker behind the strikers. We've been bad at the start of this season, so I don't know if I can necessarily put that on him alone. But yeah, he's got the starting job. He really needs to prove that he deserves it. We signed a player called Keegan Jelicic from Brest, who quite possibly will be will have the opportunity to win that spot. What a delightful first half. What a delightful first half. I am going to say, yeah, I'm gonna be super happy. I'm going to say you guys are absolutely amazing. Let's go with that. See what's happened at halftime. They've bought off the own goal scorer. Maxim Decker is off. On comes Michael Schrotter. No change in their system. So we will just stick with things as they are. See what happens in the first 10 minutes or so. See if we need to adjust at all. Spanked by Dortmund sounds like a very specific kind of nightclub. Oh boy, it is night of knee. Oh boy, my type of... Did I really say that? Round with the corner. It crosses it into the near post. Costello Jr. is there, wins the header, goes over. And so it looks like two of their best chances have come from corners. Can we show them how it's done? It's going to be a short corner to Clinton here. No, it's not. Sends it into the near post and Raphael Schiffel makes it 3. It's 3-0.
The team will love the goals we drop to be part of the wave. Darmstadt winning under Mikel Aritalo.
What on earth? What on earth is going on? This is obscene. Now, where are Leipzig in the... Leipzig haven't had a really bad start to the season or anything, but that's another stray pass. Brooks intercepts. Pazarek finds him again. Brooks down the right, tries to create some space, cuts back inside and feeds Pazarek. Pazarek to make it 4. It's just wide. Just wide. Oh my. Right, so they've made a change at right wing. On comes Zapata, off comes Lazumbu. We're going to make some changes after this highlight ourselves. We're now 65 minutes in. Start looking at trying to save players' legs. As Lewis and Pender is in behind, that's 3-1. It was a bad pass, easily cut out by Seiweld and very, very quickly in behind. So Wimmer here tries to play it forwards to Brooks. Brooks can't get it through. Seiweld with one pass, cuts out the defence, and it's an easy goal for Lewis Openda. So 20 minutes into the second. I pressed pause to stop the highlights, but here comes another one. Is this going to be a quick double from Leipzig? Schmidt plays it across to Brooks, to Abdullah. Abdullah finds Pazarek. Pazarek's going to push it forwards down the right-hand flank. Plays it inside. Here's Abdullah. Abdullah shoots from distance, and that's harmlessly over. Right, so having a look at what we've got here. Pazarek has been getting some joy down the right, so I'm happy with that. We are going to bring off Brooks because of the... He's essentially going to take the blame for the goal we've conceded. And we're going to bring on Nathan Skitter. We've put Skitter back on the bench. Skitter is transfer listed. He's in currently our bad books. But we're going to give him a chance to prove that he should be part of the first team squad still this season. Right, so I do apologise. I am trying my best to catch up there. So Silver is in. Welcome in, Silver642. How you doing, my dude? What time is it there now? I'm very, very grateful that you managed to make it along. Asnu on the left feeds it back to Schmidt. Schmidt's gonna move it inside to Shitaki. Wimmer now into Abdullah. That's the pass we needed. Abdullah with a shot from distance, just wide. Shouldn't have really ever caused much danger, to be honest. It was quite a slow shot. So we're looking at the change. They've moved Openda out wide now, but they're sticking to the 4-2-3-1. So that's okay. Asnu is looking tired, so on comes Nürnberger on the left. Abdullah is tired as well, so on comes Sims up front. I've got 10 minutes or so to carry on. So Silva, it was a horrible day. We're stuck in massive traffic for like 6 hours. Oh, that is horrendous. El Norby is curious how we're going to win the league from here. Yes, I don't think we're going to win the league this season, that's for sure. Right, Guy is the last change. We've just got 5 minutes or so to hold on. Come on. Fresh luck modifier, exactly. Rowan says he's not going to say he brings luck in, but he wasn't here last stream. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. So the spam bot was cheap viewers or something. I subscribed and gave them my credit card details. Thank you very much, Crudmo. So let's have a look. The protest didn't go as planned, unfortunately. Most of the banners got banned. That's disappointing. That is very, very disappointing. What's not disappointing, however, what most definitely isn't disappointing, is that.
Wait for SV Darmstadt, spam the golden motion. You can feel it every week.
we're going to win the fucking league. And saying that, there's a DM Basis in. Good evening, sir. Good evening, DM Basis. How are you doing? Lovely, lovely to see you. What wonderful, wonderful timing you have. Because we've just won our first league game of the season. 3-1 at home against RB Leipzig. It's not enough to take us out of the relegation spot, but it's certainly enough to make us feel a little bit better about ourselves. So our next game is our first ever game in the Conference League proper. It's an away game against NEC. I haven't really put much thought into how we're going to balance this over the course of the season. Are we putting out as full strength a squad as we possibly can? Are we going to be using it to possibly give other players a little bit of a chance? So I think for certain I want to change up the fullbacks for these games. And I want to give Jelicic his chance as well. Sims probably deserves a start. And Garcia McNulty. I think something like that. So we've made maybe like half the squad changed. I think that might be balanced enough. I'm not sure. We'll find out. We'll find out. Mean Wolf is in. If you turntable around, you're on the top. Good evening, everyone. That's very true. That's very true. Just don't look at the points column. Don't look at the points column. Welcome in, my dude. I hope you're doing well. That's a Nightcrawler wants to know if Knight of Knee knows German. Not really, just the sound of it from listening to Rammstein. That's fair. That's fair. Legend 11, welcome in, my dude. Says, I need the trees texture update. I mean, I really don't. I mean, it's lovely, it's wonderful, but like the trees are so unimportant that I really couldn't care less, I'm afraid. Sorry. So, there we go. Nickname says it can only get better. You were right, Nickname. You were right. Crudmo, lag claps with the finest of them. They weren't just great lag claps, but I completely missed my hand on the first clap as well. I'm not exactly sure how I lack quite that level of coordination, but dear boy, I do. DM Basis is once again, fuck RB Leipzig. Exactly. So now Nightcrawler is speaking German, and sadly, I don't know what he's saying. But more thankfully, Google Translate exists, so I can see what he's saying there. If I carry on like this, Mr. Mustermann will be relegated to the second Bundesliga, where Darmstadt belongs, he says. Where Darmstadt belongs. Nightcrawler, what's with the hate, sir? What's with the hate? So it's 11:50 currently for Silver. That's not too bad. I say it's still pretty damn late. Still pretty damn late. The stream start buff is working. It is, evidently. Euro Techno celebration time. The best time. The absolute best time. Andrew asks, what in the actual fuck are these songs? These songs are the most incredible things you will ever hear. Ever hear, Andrew. They have the beautiful singing of an angel. So El Norby says, we have to beat Ferencváros. That's your only objective for this season. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. When is our game against Ferencváros? So it's a little bit later on in the season. It's going to be at the end of November. So I doubt we'll get. You know how fast we play here. I doubt we'll get there tonight, but should surely be playing that game by Wednesday, for sure. Konstantinos Chrysomelis, thank you very much for the follow. Really, really do appreciate it. If you're comfortable jumping in chat, I'd love to know who you support, who you're currently playing with in FM. But if you're not comfortable, do not feel obliged to whatsoever. Feel free to lurk, my dude. Right, yeah, let's head straight into the game. Do we stick with balanced mentality, I think, and we'll see where we go from there. So Dan Basis says, we're still going to win the league. I love the optimism. I love the optimism. Sass is in. Welcome in, Sass. How are you doing, sir? Lovely to see you. The skin legend. The legend of skins. The skinning man. The Buffalo Bill of Football Manager. Sass, welcome in, my dude. How are you, sir? How was your weekend? Right, let's make it back to back. I am not playing the music. I know, it's controversial. It's controversial, but I'm angry at UEFA for raising a claim against the last stream. So I need to evidently turn the volume down a little bit on it. Legend, that's fair. I mean, like, it's perfectly fine. The tree texture mod is perfectly fine. Just meh, not really a thing I need to worry about. So Bruno says every time he listens to Germany, Gesundheit indeed. Right, okay, first highlight, 25 minutes in, and it involves us not tracking the flight of the ball, but we managed to gather it. Here's Schifferl now, into Shiitake, back to Garcia McNulty. There's not really any path of progression, so back across here, in quickly. I wish he'd moved the ball to Brooks a little bit quicker, and then Brooks's pass is cut out. Now that's kind of on Guy. Guy just stood there, waited for the ball to come to him, which isn't very helpful. But at the same time, that's going to go down as Brooks missing the pass again. Something we do need to be mindful of. Indra with the corner, sends it into the far post. Schifferl gets head to it. Didn't need to get to head to it. There's no threat in behind him. Not good communication from the defence there. So that big chance is the only real thing. I think that's going to be most of that 0.35 XG. Here comes a corner. Netty with a header. Agapov, push pineapple, shake the tree. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's a flick on from Netty. Agapov gets above Sims. Sims doesn't really make a challenge for it. Moving up to attacking straight away. We've told them that they need to do better. That's got to be an equaliser, and it is. It is Andre Brooks with the equaliser.
Stand, scoring like no tomorrow. Dumb, stand, the goals are here.
So, 2 set pieces so far. It's a corner for NEC, a throw in for us. Brooks sends it in. Brooks with the header. Sorry, Shiitake sends it in. Brooks with the header. It's our first shot on target, so we can feel a little bit fortunate there. We've stuck with the change to move more attacking. Guy sends it in, and that's 2-0. Another cross. What are they checking? That wasn't offside. That was never offside. And it wasn't.
The team will love the goals we drop to be part of the wave. Darmstadt winning under Mikel Aritalo.
De Niro's header squeezes under the goalkeeper roofs. Now, how close was this? It's closer than it certainly looked, that's for sure. Nightcrawler says they are the Lilies. That's all you need to know. Darmstadt forever, Nightcrawler. Darmstadt forever. Welcome in, Benny, as well. Lovely to see you. 9 points from 9, baby. Top of the East. Top of the East, indeed. Here we go, looking to make it 3-1. It's a relatively easy save. Sass, I'm good, thanks, and you're the skinning legend. Stop lying. We can share that, Sass. Along with Wazzy and TCS and all the other, and Renzi as well. Absolute legends out there. Brooks with the corner. Let's make it 3-1 before half-time. Not with a delivery like that. Fails to beat the first man. Guy finds Jelicic. Sets up Schifferl on the edge of the box. Unfortunately, that's straight at the keeper. Konstantinos, so you're watching from Greece? Because enjoying and learning a lot about the games from your stream and videos. Of course, supporting Pauk Pamora, Konstantinos. Lovely to have you in. It's a Knight of Knee from the Fleur de Lis on the emblem. That I remember from French. It is indeed a Fleur de Lis, isn't it? Right, okay. We can be reasonably content with that. We are going to bring on Pazarek at half-time because Guy's got a yellow card. Otherwise, I think we run with what we've got. We moved up to more attacking. That certainly worked in our favour. I want to make sure that Shiitake is marking Nettle even. He is marking Nettle, so that's okay. Pardon me, into the second half. They do make one change though, so Novic is off. I wouldn't be here if there wasn't a lot of horsing around. As much horsing around as you can get, for sure. Boo, UEFA, don't they have enough money already? Exactly, El Norby. Exactly. They don't need the 4 pence that the YouTube video was going to make. It's disgraceful that they want to get their grubby hands on it. Right, okay. Can NEC do something this second half? Moves it back to Agapov, into Riederwald. Hansen now plays it through, but Wimmer is able to sweep up nice and simply. Here's Shiitake on a yellow card, so we're probably going to need to do something about that in a second, but let's wait for this to come through. De Niro's been fed. De Niro on his stronger right foot. It's a good block, though. Good block in the end from the defender. I think that was Agapov. Pazarek with the corner, swinging it into the near post. Schifferl isn't anywhere near it. Falls to Brooks. Moves it back across. Schifferl ends there. That's all right.
It's not the statistics. It's not the statistics. You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Oh, DM Bassist, you absolute gentleman with the gifted subscription to SAS. What a gentleman you are. What an absolute gentleman you are. Right, NEC, come away. I'm going to pause it here and so I can make changes. The change is going to see both midfielders swapped up. We move Nürnberger back onto tackle harder now. And we, otherwise, I think just those changes should be fine. So Johan Hove is a player that I want to give more game time to. We gave him a start earlier on this season, got sent off after 16 minutes, which has kind of ruined my opinion of him a little bit. So here we go. Cross from Nürnberger, in swinger, headed away, gathered by Jelicic. Jelicic has been quiet, haven't really seen him much. He feeds Wimmer though, Wimmer's shot just wide. Just wide. Right, last 15 minutes or so. Nürnberger comes on, immediately gets himself booked. Marvellous stuff there. So our next change, we're going to give Stenbring a little bit of time out there. We'll bring him on for the goal scorer, De Niro. Stenbring is a young player we bought in over the summer, like cost us something like €2 million or something. Here's a backup player, ultimately. As Propers, I thought Riederwald had missed. I thought Riederwald had fucked it, but he hasn't. Gyro Riederwald gets to the rebound. It's a lovely free kick from Davy Proper. Smacks off the inside of the post. Riederwald, Jesus, that was disappointing. So big chances, 2 big chances NEC have put away. We haven't taken ours, but it's probably quite even, probably quite fair. It's Tim Muller, next player to end up booked. We don't have tackle hard one, do we? I swear, man. Right, last change. We're going to bring Bonch on for Jelicic. We'll see what he's like behind the striker. Last 10 minutes. Can we get a winner? I hope we can. I know I've complained about them getting booked and then I'm firing them up. But yeah, there we go. Into 5 minutes of injury time. There is a highlight though. Wimmer plays it across to Garcia McNulty. Bonch finds Muller. Muller skips past the challenge, feeds Bonch. Bonch's shot takes a horrendous deflection, but comes away. I don't know. The goalkeeper dived the wrong way, but the deflection turned it into him. I'm not really sure. Right, last 10 seconds. I'm guessing this highlight is the end of the game. Or is it? Eichelscheim, heavy touch, Nürnberger steps in. 5 minutes are up. Muller tries to feed it down the line. No one is there. No one was anywhere near that. Muller. Shame on you, Muller. Roofs on the ball. Surely as it goes long, the whistle's going to be blown by the ref. It's got to be now that we're back to the keeper. It is indeed a disappointing result. A disappointing result. We had plenty of chances, which we didn't take. So that shot that deflected didn't hit the woodwork. So the keeper did dive the wrong way, but get the ball deflected into his path. Incredible stuff. Right, disappointment is all we can really express. Not a case of unlucky. They threw away the points there. But still, a point is a point. You know that I do like to moan about the game skipping forwards afterwards, so that it does mess up our rest system. We've got 2 days until the away game against Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg indeed. So we're going to bring Hove in. Hazard comes back in there. Schmidt comes back in as well. Then otherwise we're looking at basically the full strength team, which looks something like that. It does indeed. And we'll see. So maybe next time we'll drop down to a balanced a little bit earlier into the game. Try and see things out a little bit, if we can at least. So Koatiba was saying, funny thing that happened to me this past week. I bought a Defensor shirt and I got a job offer from them on FM. That is incredible. Almost like it was meant to be. Do you think there's some kind of like hidden camera feature that they've not told us about so that they can make sure they can do weird little things like that? DM Basis says, Sass and Musterman in the same place. Both my skinning daddies are here. That's right, it's the skinning daddies are here. Oh, I feel a little bit unclean saying it. It's beautiful. Night of Knee says that Fleur de Lis is Lirios in Portuguese. Yeah, interesting. Awesome. Marin is in. Welcome in, Marin. Lovely to see you, my dude. How are you? Right, so Night of Knee says, came for the FM horsing around, stay for the learning of new stuff. Gotta love this channel. What new things? Oh, staying for the conversation about Fleur de Lis and lilies. Indeed. So Benny's back. Welcome back, my dude. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I will be. You should know this by now. I will always be perpetually behind on chat. So if you're still here, again, hello. If you're not, maybe we'll catch one another like in about 10 minutes time. So Night of Knee was right. He said that was a proper free kick, to be fair. It was a proper free kick. I see what you did there. Right, DM Bassist has redeemed a minigame. We're actually in an ad break at the moment, so bear me one moment. The way I've set it up is that ad breaks are actually more frequent, so that the break, when I take a break, it's a little bit later than normal. So I take a break every two ad breaks now. So we'll wait for this ad break to finish, and then we'll go into mini games. And I'm very pleased to say, we've got the regular mini games back now. So over the weekend, I had a chance to set them up within the new layout. So we have Only Connect, we've got Guess the Player, we've got the Journeyman, we've got Missing 11 and Top 10. And we can also play bingo if we so want to as well. So Marin asks, aren't you scared of getting sacked? I mean, I don't know how to answer that. This is a game, Marin. So in that respect, no. If we get sacked, we find another job. We move on. In terms of real life, I would love to be in a position to get sacked. So Benny says, never use the term skin daddies again, please. Fair enough. It's certainly a term. So Quadmo says he's wearing a Red Star Belgrade shirt. Wonders what will happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, Quadmo. You're going to get offered I can't pronounce the name. The Kaverna Zavedsa. I don't know how to say it, but you're going to get that job offer. Pardon me. So Captain Zeep, welcome in, my dude, says skinning daddies is a real niche category on special interest websites. It is. It really is. So Nightcaller says his wife is looking funny at me because I told her the reason I'm giggling like a schoolgirl is a chat about lilies. I mean, I don't blame your wife, to be honest. That is a good reason to look funny at you. So Crudmo says, Brinner for dinner for Crudmo tonight. Brinner for dinner for Crudmo tonight. What's Brinner? Yule Brinner? Are you eating Yule Brinner for dinner? Why would you want to do that to him? That's very odd. That is very, very odd. The DM Basis says bingo was great. Shall we? We'll start off with a round of bingo. Let me get that up whilst that ad break is still running on, and then we'll go to the other games a little bit later. So I can get this all set up in theory. There's my name in there. We pop that bit there, and let's pop that in chat there. So we'll give it a few moments and then we'll head on over. But for those that want to, you can sign up nice and early. Once we're back from the ad break, I will explain to people how it works exactly, and then we can get things doing all normal. So Night of Knee says you got to show her this bit of the stream later on. Exactly. Or don't explain it at all. Just say it's about lilies. That's why I'm giggling, and no further explanation. So DM Basis has got macaroni pies for dinner. Macaroni pies. Interesting. That does sound like a peculiar combination. Right, okay. Everyone should be back now, so let's head on over to the browser. So for those guys who've just come back and joined us, we've had a mini game redeemed, so we're going to play a little game of bingo. I'll explain how this works. every single player receives a unique bingo card. On that bingo card is 16 squares. They will have things like the names of teams, or a nationality, or a record like top scorer in the Bundesliga, or won the World Cup. We will then all receive the same list of 60 players, one after the other. You've got to assign the player that appears to one of those squares. They might match more than one of those squares. They might match none of those squares, in which point you can skip. You don't know what's going to come up in future, so you don't know which one is necessarily the right one to go, and the goal is to try and get bingo, fill all 16 squares. Now, if you fill a square, you can't undo that. So if you have the square of Brazil and Kaká comes up and you put Kaká down for Brazil, you can't then get someone else come up and put them in that same spot. So just to be aware. So there is a code in chat for you guys. Why hasn't that come up? I do apologize. Where is browser? Play football games. Chrome. There we go. So I do apologize. There is a code in chat. I'll just add it again for you guys. If you click on that code, you can then add the game and we all play it at the very same time. So a DM bassist confirms that it is a pie with macaroni inside it. That is crazy. That is crazy. Night of Neat Art says eating your Brinner. That would be very Rammstein mind tile. It would indeed. A DM bassist forgot that macaroni pies aren't common south of the border. I struggle to believe that macaroni pies are common anywhere other than potentially Scotland. Nightcrawler says Yulbrinner is delicious for breakfast. Germans call it Alte Eier und Schrumpelwurst. I mean, that sounds very German. Sounds really fun to say. I like the word Schrumpelwurst. Joined at the perfect time, it seems. You have indeed, Maestro. Welcome on in. You have indeed joined in there. So, guys, we will kick off things in about 1 minute 15 seconds. I'll just give a little bit more time for people to join if they want to. Again, if you want to join, hop on over to the link in chat. I do apologize, YouTube. That link should be appearing now for you guys as well. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, we'll start up in about a minute now. And we all get the exact same players in order. So whilst you'll see me playing on the screen, I'm going to take it very, very slowly so you don't get to see what players are coming up ahead. I mean like that. So macaroni pie is a thing in the Caribbean, says Quan. Fair enough. I stand corrected. I'm a little disappointed actually, Quan. Like I don't like fish, but I associate the Caribbean with like proper food, like proper fish meals and like really nice spice things. Not macaroni. So Crudmo has sausage, scrambled egg on toast, beans, and hash browns for anyone interested in the contents of your Brinner. That is one hell of a selection. Right, we are ready to go in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Free kick for holding the ball too long. And then there's another countdown. Right, so our very first player up is Giovanni Lo Celso. Let's have a look at all these players here. There's I think he might match one of them, but I'm going to just let it run out. Our next one is going to be Mohamed Simakan, another fine player coming in, and I'm also going to let that one run past as well, just so that I don't end up getting ahead of anyone at all. Right, Alessandro Buongiorno. I wonder if Alessandro Buongiorno by any chance could be Italian. You'd have to think he is. As is Antonio Di Natale. Now, has Antonio Di Natale ever played in the Turkish top division? I don't know. Terem Moffi, a great player in Football Manager. What are these things? I don't know if he's ever played for any of these guys, though. He's currently at Nice, isn't he? I think. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes will definitely count as being Portuguese. So we'll go with that one. Rafa Marquez, I associate with Barcelona, which means I'm guessing he's probably won the Champions League. Martin Braithwaite. What an interesting career he's had. Is he now down at Espanyol? Or he was at some point, wasn't he? I'm sure. Stefan Ortega, the backup keeper for Man City. I'm not sure if any of these match. Yusuf En-Naziri, I'm pretty confident he plays for Sevilla, or has played for Sevilla. Serge Aurier, has he ever played for Juventus? It feels like the kind of move he might have made at some point, but I'm not going to click it. Nicolas Otamendi. Okay, so he did spend time in Portugal, but I can't remember which club he was at, so I'm going to let that go by. Noni Madueke was it PSV? Let's go with PSV there. Moussa Sissoko. Which Moussa Sissoko? There's loads of them. I'm hoping it's the Belgian Moussa Sissoko. Riyad Mahrez. Does he meet any of those criteria? He might well do, but not that I know. Irving Lozano. Should have saved that PSV spot and played Madueke at Chelsea. Ah, well. I won't have won the Euros. Inigo Martinez. I don't know enough about Inigo Martinez, so I'm going to skip him. Toss in. Proper Chelsea, eh? Proper Chelsea. Let's pop him in for Chelsea there. Alexandro is not French. I mean, I could say this for loads of players. I can just go through and say Jesse Lingard is not French. Has Jesse Lingard ever played in Turkey? He might have done. Meri Demiral has surely played in the Turkish top division at some point. Warren Zaire-Emery, quality player. Was he? I don't know if he was in the starting lineup when Emery was managing PSG, so we'll mark past that. Dries Mertens has played for every team that's ever existed, but I'm still not confident on that. Chiellini's not French, but he has won the Euros surely with Italy. Like, you know, maybe pulling Saka over or something like that. Not that would ever happen. Adrien Rabiot. Surely that goes for French and Juventus, right? Rodrigo Palacio. I'm not sure if he meets any of those, so we're going to skip there. By the way, welcome in, Relayer. Thank you very much, my dude. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? I will say hello properly in a moment. We are in the middle of a game. Fabian Schär, Newcastle, PSV. I don't think he meets any of the other ones, so we are going to pass that. Pedro Gonçalves. Surely wasn't at Porto because he's a sporting man. Nicholas Jackson. Could he have won the Europa League? I mean, I have zero idea about who's won the Europa League. Is he Senegalese? I'm not confident on that one. Sadio Mane, we will go there. I'm not confident on that either. Grimaldo was at Benfica. Then obviously at Bayer Leverkusen. So I don't feel like any of those match. Jose Gaia. Valencia, isn't he? Not Sevilla or Villarreal. So I don't think of him as being any of those. They could have won the Europa League. Who knows? Henning Berg. No, we'll skip past there. Torre Andre Flo. We'll skip on that one as well. Yannick Carrasco. Carrasco's played in a lot of places. Let's say that Carrasco's won the UEFA Cup or whatever it was, Conference League. Salamakers. Gonna pass on that. Oh, probably played with Giroud actually. Davinson Sanchez will give a pass on. Harry Kewell will pass on. Denilson. 1977 Denilson. Not confident there. Or Kleberson. Angelo Bonner. Yeah, I'm struggling with this one quite a lot today. Mohamed Kudus, another West Ham player. Kudus, I don't think matches any of those. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Getting some really old names coming through here. David De Gea. Has De Gea ever played with Giroud? I can't think of that happening. Guti, Real Madrid. I feel confident about that one, but not with Davos Suker. Malcolm. Has Malcolm ever played at Porto? Malcolm feels like a player who would have played at Porto at some point. And I'm starting to run out. Moussa Diaby has been managed there. Lilian Thuram, surely too early for him to have played with Giroud. Danny Welbeck, I don't feel good about. Neither do I with John. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. So let's see how we got on. It's marvellous work there. We've got Johnson and Crodmo joint top spot. Beautiful work, guys. Absolutely incredible work there. 15 correct, so you both got just one wrong. Crodmo says that you ballsed it up again. Always modest, eh? Always modest. Coatiba comes in third. And then in joint fourth, we've got Maestro and Outfarby. Beautiful stuff. Welcome in, Outfarby, by the way. DMB just on the outskirts of the points. Cameron and Johnny Trotter and El Norby and FMG&G following by. Marvellous stuff, guys. Absolutely marvellous stuff. Beautiful. Right, let's head on back on over where we've got our next game, which is away against Wolfsburg. Right, so I did miss a little bit of chat. I do apologise there. G&G is in. Welcome in, my dude. How are you? How's your weekend, sir? Right, are we bringing Skitter back into the squad? No, we're not. Nah, we're going to go with what we've run with there. We'll start attacking. No, we'll start balance. Balance worked out okay for us at home against Leipzig. So now we're going to stick with that away from home against Wolfsburg. We can always push up. It gives us that scope for moving up as well. No pressure. I have faith. You know that we're just because we've won one game doesn't mean that we've turned things around. So let's be realistic with our expectations there. That word that Nightcrawler had mentioned earlier, Schrumpelwurst, means wrinkle sausage. Everyone loves a wrinkle sausage. Everyone loves a wrinkle sausage. They eat loads of macaroni in the Caribbean. It's great. Fair enough. Right, Chabot with the cross. Wind with the header. Off the bar. Schiffel clears. It sends straight back in again. Abdullah's back there doing his defending. Wimmer lets it run. Right, focus. It's a big chance early on for Wolfsburg there. Even if it hasn't been registered as a shot. Interesting. Another chance here. Cross coming in. It's Wimmer as the target. Comes to Baku. Baku drives, and I'm not sure what happened there. It's gone behind for a corner. Right, we're already pushing up to attacking. We're struggling to get out of our box from the looks of things, so we need to take a little bit more initiative. And we take more initiative by giving away another throw-in, and another throw-in means another chance as Braybrook takes aim from distance, takes deflection off Linson, and it's out for a corner. Set-piece manager is very much underway. Patrick Wimmer will take it. Sends it in to the far post. Mawissa is beaten. Braybrook gets it back in. Braybrook is going to gather once again. A number of chances early on, but no, it's just going to carry on. It's just going to be corner after corner after corner. Wimmer outswinging to the far post. Chabot beat in the air. Braybrook is going to gather. Braybrook plays it back to Baku. Baku plays it back to Chabot. Chabot inside to Mawissa. Mawissa across to Baku. Look at the one from Wimmer. Wimmer's in behind. Wimmer takes shot from the angle straight at Sahinovic. You are also going to come back. We're going to have nobody as an out ball just to try and deal with things. But it's another set piece. It's a throw in. Braybrook back to Chabot. Chabot's going to play it into Braybrook once more. Feeds it down the line to Chabot. Chabot, Braybrook. Baku, is that going to be a penalty? It's going to be a penalty. Of course it's going to be a penalty. Oh boy. It's not going to be a penalty. Marvellous. Marvellous stuff. So that change's been made. The next change we're going to look at, making sure Samaya is being watched, right? We are dealing with that, which is absolutely fine. So Ridley Baku is playing as a right wing back. We're seeing Chabot. We're seeing them attacking quite aggressively down those sides there. Let's try. Just try and see if we can get that space down Baku's side, because Baku isn't exactly known as being a defender, right? So I do apologise, by the way. I'm going to have missed a load of chat. Wimmer with the corner into Chabot once again. Chabot beaten by Schmidt. Baku to Mawissa. Nobody picks him up. Mawissa with the shot. Sahinovic with the save. This is bad. We are absolutely fucking atrocious, guys. This might be the worst game we've had so far. It's just set piece after set piece after set piece after set piece after set piece. We can't get out of our box. So we're going to say stay on feet. can I press the don't allow throw-ins or corners button? So Raleha, stream went from top to the bottom, started with 2 draws with no goals and finished with 3-0 from FCB on the Romanian National Arena. A lot of work and changes to make on the playmaking and strikers playing sources. That doesn't sound good. That's a shame. That's a shame. Hopefully, though, the next stream just means it's going to be a chance to turn things around. So Matthew Dadson, Serene, thank you very much for the follow, by the way, chaps. Welcome on in. That genuinely, I think we were better with 10 men against Borussia Dortmund as they spanked us throughout the game. That was absolutely shite. So we're losing the ball with the wing-backs. That's kind of standard behaviour. You can see that. We're going to ask them to be a little bit smarter. Unclick all those. In fact, so let's... Yeah, we haven't taken... Well, we've taken 1 shot, apparently, that I don't recall whatsoever. We're going to have wing back on support, so we'll make you an inside forward on attack. Make you an advanced playmaker on support. So Mark Titer comes off, but we've got 2 defensive midfielders. He's on the left, so that's the right-hand sided one. This is the left-hand sided one. We're going to, so it's going to be really confusing. We're going to mark them inside, but we're also going to ask them to trap outside now from here on in. Jataki's looking tired, so he's going to come off. Let's take that off now. But let's get Asnu past him there. We're on dribble less still. Cross more often is absolutely fine. We're going to send those crosses in low, though. And let's see if we can do a little bit better in this second half. Right. So Crud made balls up because I thought the point of the game was to get bingo, and I didn't get bingo. I mean, that is very, very true. But you also got 15 out of 16, which is very, very good. Very, very good indeed. So Nightcaller says he doesn't wear band shirts, but if you had to choose, it would be the double wrench design from Tool, a classic. In comes the cross. Wimmer's the target. Schiffel gets there first. Wimmer pushes it on to Baku. No one's closing Baku down, but thankfully his shot is limper than my penis, which is a good thing, because if my penis wasn't limp at this time whilst I'm streaming, you'd have to question what on earth my motivation for doing this was. Right, Hove tries to play it forward to Abdulai. Runs through to De Niro. De Niro against the angle. It's blocked and behind. It's our first proper chance. And it means we have a corner. So Pazarek's going to play it short to Hove. Hove back to Pazarek. Pazarek tries to create space. Moves it across to Schmidt. Schmidt plays it to Wimmer. Wimmer's shot into the side netting. We've had some chances. We've had some chances, which means we're about to concede because I was happy. Maya into Wimmer. Wimmer back to Baku. Here's Chabot. Moves it all the way back to Marissa. Chabot again. Finds Wimmer. Wimmer beats his man, but held up. Finds Baku once more. Wimmer, lovely. Digs across out. Schiffel gets the ball clear, but only as far as Kaminsky. Kaminsky finds Braybrook. Feeds Wind. Wind to Baku on the edge of the area. Right, let's encourage and let's make some changes. Those changes are going to see Pazarek and Hove come off. On come Gay and Brooks. And then Stembring is going to come on the right. 3 changes all at once. Let's stay attacking. Let's increase the tempo. We said we tried to say some encouraging words. Those that had already reacted positively reacted a bit more positively. Those that hadn't reacted said nothing. So it's a bad goal kick routine there. Oh my word, everything about that play is awful. Baku across to Braybrook into Wind. And we see, who was that? That is Wimmer stepped out to follow him. Thankfully there's no space in behind. Borset now. Cross to Mawissa. Mawissa plays it down the line. Now Kaminsky, there's no challenge on Kaminsky whatsoever there. Just let him head it over you. That's why we bought Pazarekov. I mean, that wasn't why we bought Pazarekov. We bought him off because he was playing, well, kind of, because he was playing rubbish. Right, into the last 13 minutes. Our substitutes haven't made much difference. Mawissa here finds Borset. Kaminsky now with get up against Gay. Gay holds his position, doesn't dive in. Borset pushing forward, sends the cross in. Wimmer's the target. Schmidt gets it clear. It falls to Baku. Baku on his own. Hits the crossbar. Right, okay, so we had these guys marking inside. That did absolutely nothing. You're going to come back and mark Braybrook, because no one else has managed to do a good job of marking him. You're going to mark Baku. You're going to mark... Do they not have a left back? They do have a left back. There he is, Borset. We're going down to balanced. And let's see if a single player can defend outside the box. We've done a great job and a fantastic job of dealing with crosses. And I'm going to regret saying that because we're almost certainly going to score a goal right at the death now. But in terms of dealing with anything around the edges, we've been absolutely awful. Abdullahi does well to break that up. Linson back to Schmidt. All the way back to Sahinovic. Schifferl now. Schifferl's being forced back. Right, Wimmer gets the ball. Schmidt, there's space over. Now we've got a chance to play it into Linson. Well done. He goes all the way back though. So now we should go across to Schifferl, which is cool. Out wide. Guy, nicely done. Inside. Plays it down the line though. Stenbring gets the ball. What's Stenbring going to do here? He feeds Brooks. Brooks across to Schifferl. Nürnberger on the edge of the area. Nürnberger forces a save. That was almost a smash and grab error moment there. Right, Nürnberger with the corner. We're meant to be doing outswingers. Surely we've got a right footer who can do something here. Nürnberger sends it in, headed away by Chabot. Back to Nürnberger. Here's Brooks to the edge of the area where Schifferl plays it all the way out wide to Schmidt. Schmidt touches heavy. Baku gets back to cover. There we go. So Johnson says you panicked and put Hasselbank for Real Madrid and proper Chelsea. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. We all panic at some point. Right, cross to the far post. Borset gets the header in there. We can feel very, very lucky. I don't put this lightly. We were absolutely trash. Oh my God, that was possibly the worst performance I think I've seen. We've lost 7-0 to Bayern Munich. That was fucking atrocious. There is no two way about that. Right. We do have, though, 20 days now until our next game. So do we have some reserve games in there? Some friendlies? We do indeed. That can get some make sure that some players are fit. God, that was awful. That was truly bad. Welcome in, by the way, Jacob. Lovely to see you, my dude. We've also got, from the looks of things, Herlock Sholmes is in. Welcome in, Herlock. One another midfielder. I'm not sure I understand you, Herlock Sholmes. I'm sorry. Andy comes in as well. PTFC. Is that a... who's PT? Is that... Plymouth aren't a town, are they? Is it Plymouth or Argyle? Peterborough United? Preston and North End? Why can't I think of any other teams with a P? So who are PTFC, Andy? Welcome in. Oh, there you go. There's the answer. I'm doing a season with Partick Thistle. In Scotland, just got to the Conference League, starting the 3rd season. Brilliant work, Andy. Welcome on in. If only you read the actual comment. Indeed. If only I was that far up. And now you guys are saying Partick Thistle, but I've already said Partick Thistle out loud, so now it's you guys who are being slow. So that makes it all right. Zerachel says luck is on our side today. I mean, it certainly wasn't that game. I feel like we we deserved the win against RB Leipzig. Don't get me wrong there. We were really, really good against Leipzig. I feel a little bit unlucky about the NEC game. But yeah, that last game, we were definitely fortunate to come away with a point. No, browse. Yeah. I wanted to make sure we did this bit. So, players that need some game time. You need some game time. You haven't played the last couple of games, so we'll keep you out there a little bit. Guy can play a bit more of that game. Muller can play the full game. Bernch can play the full game. Skitter can play the full game. Stenbring obviously can, as can Sims. I mean, Stefanov can, he won't, but we will pop him out there. We will give Garcia McNulty some minutes. Otherwise, Mousend can play the full game as well. So hopefully we can just keep those guys ticking along. It's a big game next against Frankfurt, local rivals. We are literally just like 10, 20 kilometers south of them. We got a massive result against them last season. Was it like 5-1 or something? So Crudmo says, I'd like to apologise on behalf of the whole community for Musterman. He's a bit slow. I mean, you guys were shouting Partick Thistle at me after I'd already said those words. So don't call me slow. Don't call me slow. Yeah, I might have been some of that. DM Bassist was quick. And Andy Partick Thistle FC 97 was quick. But Crodmo and Nightcrawler, you're behind. You were behind, I'm afraid. Just as limp as Partick's whistle, as Patrick's whistle. Patrick's whistle indeed. So yeah, against Frankfurt, maybe we've had some good results against them in the past. We're back at home, which I hope will count for something. And we have at least avoided defeat so far on the stream. 1 win, 2 draws, better than what we had last time out. Well, is it? Last time out we had 2 wins, 2 draws, and some defeats that we don't mention. So Blue Moon, thank you very much for the hydrate. I will be refilling my drink when we've got a break coming up in about 7 or so minutes. I'll be refilling my drink at that point. Absolutely. So Crudmo couldn't make his gloriously chubby fingers work properly. Nonsense, you have chubby fingers. I mean, I don't want to suggest that we have a chub off, because that sounds like it's something entirely different. But I think I could definitely beat you on the chub front. Blue Moon, again, thank you very much for the hydrate. I will do so in due course. A chub off, indeed, Godmo. Ask no further questions. Make no other statements whatsoever. Zelnonobi says, Ilves do the double. What kind of witchcraft is this? Did they secure? Well, I mean, oh, it's really struggling today. It's a lot of struggling with the CPU. Taking a really long time to respond. There we go. Okay, where is Ilves? Where is... No news about Ilves there. Let's pop to Leagues in Focus. Not on that one. Let's do it on this one. They do indeed. Oh, comfortably as well. Look at that. 53 points. 8 points with 2 games remaining. A very, very easy league win there, despite losing the last 3 games. Maria Hammer fallen by the way. Gabri Garcia is their manager. That's fair enough. So he was at Ekenas, I think, whilst we were there. I remember him being a bit annoying. He took the job, obviously, after Rantanen joined Mariaham. So there we go. Ilves with the league title. So that's now 2 seasons since Mariam last won the league. And they're a very, very real risk of missing out on a top 3 spot as well. Disappointing. Rantanen's left, in fact. Rantanen left to take the Malmo job. And Timu Tainio Tottenham and Sunderland legend, Timu Tainio has taken over. He also plays a 4-2-3-1, as did Rantanen. Yeah, it's all falling apart for Mariam. Disappointing. Naively says, "Are chubby fingers a prerequisite to play the bass?" It is indeed. And I'm loving the Danny Sapko reference as well, Night. Nightcrawler says, "Mousehund in German to me, as a German, sounds like McFladerborb in English to an Englishman. It's such a weird name, it makes my wrinkle sausage crawl." I mean, that's understandable. Mousehound sounds, I'll be honest, daft in English as well. So what skin are you using, asks Andy. So indeed, I am using my own skin. However, whilst Crudmo has very kindly linked it there, that is the public release, which looks very, very different to what I'm using on stream, because at the moment I'm just playing around and doing things iteratively. So this isn't a fully cohesive skin at the moment. It's just a couple of pages that I'm very much work in progress. FMGNG, they've gone a bit Spursy. Yeah, but unlike Spurs, they actually won something first, right? Like at least Mariham could win. That was unnecessary. Spurs have won things more recently than Aston Villa. How can I even dare say that? That is very, very unfair. So Dim Basis says it's a variation of his own skin. Indeed. Exactly. Welcome in, Sam Williamson. Lovely to see you, my dude. How are you? How was your weekend, sir? We are not the best defending team, nor do we have the best defensive player. No surprises there. Players are unhappy with training. That's pretty standard. Fair, to be honest. Just still 10 days to go. 10 days to go, and we've got the ad break coming up, which is perfect. So, cool. I'm going to pop on that little ad break. I'm going to refill my drink so I can hydrate Blue Moon. And then we will be back shortly. So I will see you guys in a couple of moments. And we're back. Still quite a few days to go until the next game. We'll just keep on trundling on. So, Sam, your club doctor died 20 minutes before kickoff. I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean, is that like your club doctor, or is that the Barcelona thing that you're mentioning? Because obviously that happened with Barcelona this weekend, which is very sad. I appreciate that if it's happened in real life as well, that's going to have been a very, very tough weekend. So you're talking about Barcelona, right? Okay, fair enough. Yes, that was a shock. And now over a very, very sharp contrast in tone now all of a sudden, because Nightcrawler over on YouTube is coming up with some daft German names. So we've gone from Dead Club Doctor to Wurstwasser. I'm guessing that is sausage water. I don't know what Kopfkitzel would be, or Trampelmann, Stiftspitzer, Stanislavskoyaminsky, and Tit. I mean, Tit isn't very, very original. Isn't very original, is it now? I mean, no one would ever be called, nobody would ever be called Tit. They'd be called Tietz instead, right? Philip Tietz here is actually still playing. He's only 33. I thought Philip Tietz was older than that. I swear he was much, much older than that. So Sam says, bro, let me give you a challenge. I think you'll like this one. Give me your 5-a-side team. So basically 5 players to in a match. So Sam, I was in Llama's chat earlier on. Thank you very much. You asked the question over there as well, and I gave my answer. I gave my answer over in the chat as well. So can I remember? Can I remember my answer? My answer included Sunday Oliseh. It included Matthias Sammer. Was it Matthias Sammer? Yes, we had Matthias Sammer, Sunday Oliseh, Ronald Koeman, Rogerio Ceni, and one other. I can't remember who the last player was, but my idea is, essentially, was all defensive players, but all defensive players who hit the ball really damn hard. I want players that can you know, the goalkeeper rolls it out, the defender just twats it from the one end of the pitch. Like, they could score from anywhere as it was. Essentially, all long shots 20 players. I can't remember who the last... Oh, Freddie Guarin was the last one. That was the last one in my lineup. So DM Bassist has gone for Schokoladenkuchen. I like that one. Kevin Trampelmann was a defensive midfielder for Eintracht Braunschweig in the 1990s. Believable. I could definitely believe that for sure. So just pick players who play for one or two teams. So Kwan, the idea is that you pick players that haven't played for the same team at all. So if you've got Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, that means you can't pick someone that's played for any of the other teams that he's played for. No Manchester United, no Real Madrid, no Sporting Club de Portugal, no Al Nassr, no Juventus. So Echo says, it's about fictional German names. I really like name from Remarque's book, Three Friends. I don't know who Remarque is. One of them is Otto Costa. Otto Costa, I mean, is there like a pun in there, or is it just a name you like the rhythm of? So Quadmo goes for Roberto Carlos, Branco, Ada, Tony Yeboah, and Sunday Oliseh. Beautiful there. Right, Sam Williams says, all right, now give me a manager that has no relationship with them. Okay, so, right, who did we go for? We went for Oliseh, Koeman, Oliseh, Guarin, Rogerio Ceni. So a manager that has no relation to any of them. Let's take Mikel Arteta. Oh, was Mikel Arteta a player at Everton when Koeman? No, he can't have been. He can't have been. But we will discount that for the time being. Do I feel like, has Arne Slot ever had any relation to Koeman? I can't think of one off the top of my head. I don't think of any part that Koeman's played in recent years at, say, AZ or Feyenoord. So there we go, Arne Slot. Quadmo's gone for Howard Wilkinson. Supreme Kwan's gone for Zidane. All fabulous choices there. Right, let's get back to this. So it's the Wimmer, Schiffel, Schmidt lineup I've been happy with. Pazarak had a bad game last time out, but he comes in. I don't feel like Hove did much, so in comes Brooks. We stick with Shiitake. We've been okay with Shiitake in the lineup. Asnu definitely runs out at left back. Linson, Abdullahi, De Niro. And then pretty standard fare for the remaining players. Nürnberger, Guy, Hove, Jelicic, Stenbring, Sims. On a balanced mentality again. No, we're going to start attacking. We're dealing with a 4-3-3, so Shiitake doesn't need to mark a specific player. Let's get this. So DM Basis has gone for Oliver Kahn, Franco Baresi, Paul Gascoigne, Paul Scholes, Lionel Messi. Beautiful. Managed by Lobanovsky. A great choice indeed. Right, Mr. Echo says Eric Maria Remarque, writer. I spelled it bad. Otto Costa is one of the characters from the book The Three Comrades. Fair enough. So Sam Williams says you don't want your team to win anything for the next 5 years if you chose Arteta. I mean, it's 5-a-side. I know this is going to seem really out of the spirit of the question, but like you're not worrying about tactics that much with the team we've got. But the team are going to ignore Arteta and they're going to do what I said. They're going to just spank the ball from distance. So it doesn't really matter who the manager is. They've just got to be there to pretend like they're doing something, which is what he does in real life. Fans, pump fists, fans. I have faith. Time to get thumped. Here we go. Abdullahi kicks off. This is arguably the most important game of the season for us in terms of the match that the fans are most concerned about. We'd love to get into Europe once again, but our expectations are just top half. Shiitake with a shot just over. This is the game that fans will remember. So Teets is pronounced Teets. Fair enough. Do people genuinely not rate Arteta? Asks Maestro. My personal opinion is Arteta is perfectly fine, but I mean he's not revolutionary in any way. He does reasonably well with a reasonably decent squad. As Abdullahi makes it 1-0.
Darmstadt, scoring like no tomorrow. Darmstadt, the goals are here.
Okay, home is where the football is. It's a nice ball in behind for Abdullahi. Abdullahi carries it down the channel, fires it hard and fast past Panda. We're 1-0 up. It's a good start, but can Frankfurt respond straight away? The free kick is gathered by Sahinovic. Out this way. Look to your left, Sahinovic. Or roll it out to the side where there's loads and loads of pressure. Schiffel splitting his time back to Schmidt. We finally made it out left. Now you can go back to Shiitake. Nope, you're going to take some time. Here we go. In fizz it quicker. Move the ball quicker, guys. Asnu loses out on the ball and moves out. Here comes Somerville coming away on the counter-attack. Feeds Arthur. It's a man in behind. Larson, though, is going to take the shot. It falls to Forbes. We are not playing out of defence anymore. Look at how high they had. They had like 4 players just waiting for the ball to go into Brooks. And that's when we seemed to struggle. And then we were just really shit with making decisions. We had opportunities to push the ball forward, took an extra touch. Then eventually when it came forwards, it meant that our players were crowded out. Here comes Haibi. Finds Larson. Larson across to Forbes. Pazarek steps in and Brooks cleans up the pieces. Brooks now into Abdullahi. He finds De Niro. De Niro's going to try and take it. Can't. Good tackle from Larson. Right, Wimmer. Wimmer's got to go home and be safe. He doesn't. He finds Brooks. Brooks to Schiffel. Spread it out wide. There was time. We were again a little bit late, but now Asnu does get the ball eventually. Can he get the crossing? He does to the far post. Oh my word, look at that! Look at that!
The team will love the goals we drop to be part of the wave. Darmstadt winning under Mika.
Oh, my, you know we're going to watch this many, many times over. Asnu gets the cross in. Abdullahi. Oh! 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 What a goal. What a goal. Let's see. No, behind won't work. We want to see this from the... Oh, wait a second. Yeah, let's go vertical scrolling. We need to do that, and then we need to go reversed. Oh, bring the speed down. One more. Asnu digs out the cross. Abdullahi with the bicycle kick in the game against rivals. Oh, Jalil Abdullahi. What a man. Asnu South crosses it in. Brooks' header makes it 3.
Darmstadt scoring, Abdullah's glowing. Mika's got us going up.
It's 3-0. That goal is nowhere near as exciting as the second goal, but it is a lovely cross from Asnu once again. Brooks with the header. Panda can't get there. I think that's 3 shots on target, 3 goals, which is sickening. It is sickening. Frankfurt don't deserve this, but I don't care because they're our rivals. So Nightcrawler says, I'm still not over your pronunciation of Stanislav Kaminski being perfect. There's an irony once, isn't there? The only time I'll get it right. I probably got it wrong that time. So Maestro says the only revolutionary managers have been Cruyff and Pep. No, I mean, there has definitely been many revolutionary managers. Very specifically, you've got Lobanovsky, who's been mentioned in the chat earlier on. What was the name of... they're like, literally, I mean... Did they, what? We need to... I need to move the pace back up. Did he just clear a goal off the line for us? Look at Hugard. It takes the cross takes a deflection. Hugard stops it going in for us. What is going on? They should be it should be 3-1. It should be 3-1. What on earth is going on? Absolutely dumbfounded. Retro Gamer, welcome in, my dude. Thank you very much for the raid. You have turned up at a very, very good time. We are currently just winning 3-0 at home against our rivals. How was your stream? And welcome in viewers as well. So let's do the honours here. Pop out now. I'm sure there's enough of you guys who have been in chat when Retro Gamer's been along. So if you want to go give them a little bit of love, go ahead and follow. Currently doing a save with Newcastle, I believe. So we've got some suggestions for revolutionary managers. There's loads of them. There's absolutely loads of them. But Lobanovsky, Gutman, Bella Gutman's a great chance. Arrigo Sacchi, Renus Michels. Gutman too, and Michels. What a wally I was to miss him. Absolutely. Herbert Chapman, Fiola, Rocco, Herrera, Maslov. Another count for Robert Snafty and Sacchi. Absolutely. I'll say Mourinho as well. I think it's only fair. It most definitely is fair. I'm trying to remember the name of the Freiburg manager from the 90s as well, who was very, very instrumental in the application of early pressing structures that then informed what I can't remember anyone's name. Austrian guy Rangnick then implemented, and the whole Rangnick school that's come off there, loads and loads of exceptionally revolutionary managers over the history. What 45 minutes blown them away. We are going to drop down to balance. Let's get a little bit more control over the things in the second half. All we need to do is see it out from here realistically. Lou's in. Welcome in, my dude. How are you, sir? How was your weekend? Lovely to see you. Nightcore says, after you already found him, to be fair, but he's your star and rainmaker. Volker Finker. That's it. Volker Finker. Exactly. Zerachul's gone for... Okay, is this your five-a-side team, Zerachul? You've gone for Vidic, Terry, Jones, Jan Koller, and Oliver Bierhoff. Jupp Heynck says for the coach. I mean, would you have a goalkeeper? I mean, it's a bold take not having a goalkeeper. I mean, it is five-a-side. You could probably get away with it. But like by rule, you have to have someone at least like present in goal. Forbes forces a save from Sahinovic. We are going to tell the guys to focus. It's been a couple of chances for Frankfurt early in the second half. We're only 3 minutes in. Vidic would stare him down. I love that idea. I love that idea. So Retro Game is really enjoying the stream. You won the Coca-Cola Cup. Awesome. And you're now in the semis of the Champions League against a stacked Bayern Munich. Nowhere near to win the league. Top 4 finish, hopefully. I mean, a Champions League win and creeping in the top 4 would be a thing of beauty for sure. Vinnie Jones in goal, intimidating the opposition against scoring. That I think just any of them in goal, to be honest. I mean, Jan Koller, he still scares me. He had that Pierluigi Collina thing going on with his eyes. Right, Wimmer wins the header. Abdullahi on a hat-trick. We would like to keep him on, get that hat-trick, especially a hat-trick that includes an overhead kick has got to be the best possible hat-trick that exists. So we want him to get a third. But here's Yepes, finds Kaebi. Good chance from Shitaki. Abdullahi steps in. And then Brooks and Abdullahi getting one another's way, and Forbes is coming away with the ball. Here's Somerville. What is this highlight? Somerville. Right, are we going to get a proper chance? Plays it to Arthur. Arthur's got to whip it in, surely. Arthur feeds it low. Hugard over the bar. Right, we are going back to attacking, because whilst I wanted us to have more possession, we've definitely let them into the game a lot more. Shitaki's going to come off. On comes Nurnberger in that role. De hasn't done anything. So we're going to bring on Sternberg as well. Probably going to be a chance for Jelicic to come on in a moment as well. Vincent hasn't really done anything. Give him more than just like the 15 minutes we've been giving Jelicic in recent times. Linson with the cross. Schiffel tries to win the ball. He can't. Stenbring to second ball. Schiffel to Schmidt. Hugard gets his foot in to clear. Wimmer now. Wimmer finds Schmidt. Schmidt feeds Linson. Linson runs the wrong way. That's not where the goal is, Linson. Asnu also runs the wrong way. And Schmidt, a free kick. It's just resulted in us moving all the way back to the halfway line. Here's Schiffel. Back to the keeper now. Sahinovic feeds it in. Here's Brooks. Finds Linson. One's over. There's Stenbring. Stenbring across the angle, and it's a good save from Panda. I would have actually liked the ball out to Asnu, but we did get a chance from it, so what do I know? Nurnberger plays it short to Brooks. Brooks digs out across, and it's easily claimed by Panda. Right, here we go. I said I was going to bring on Jelicic, and Jelicic is going to come on. That leaves us with one stoppage left after this point. So hopefully the next 25 minutes will be relatively easy to see through. I forgot about Ramos. Oh well, I mean, you could squeeze Ramos in as well. Hushy Love, welcome in. You're going for team of 2 meter plus tall players. Is that your save, Hushy Love, for your 2 meter tall players, or is that talking about your choices for a 5-a-side team? Just all 2 meters plus? Yeah, do expand. So Retrogram says, got to say that the love the FM community, everyone has been so supportive of me being a new streamer. Naturally, I mean, it all serves us best to build the community as best we can, lift one another up. How are you? Are you enjoying it first and foremost? I mean, that's the key thing. Is it can be quite daunting, and having that support is great, but also making sure that you enjoy yourself. It sounds like you are, but I don't want to put that in, like, force those words onto you. Right, so Brooks is looking tired, so we're going to bring on Hove. We're sticking. I should bring on Sims, but we've got to keep Abdullahi out there for the chance of a possible hat-trick, right? The last change we're going to make is we're actually going to bring on McNulty, move Schmidt into the heart of the defence. They're looking a little bit tired, and they're not being that great. So we should concede almost immediately after making a change to defence. But Abdullahi heads it away. Forbes gathers the second ball. Forbes running down the right. Forbes got past his man. Shot from the angle. Sahinovic makes the save. Let's demand more. Yep, sure, we've got a 3-0 lead, but you know, anything can happen in the last 10 minutes of a derby. Gullikson. They've got some great players at Frankfurt. Gullikson. They had a couple of other midfielders I noticed that were quite cool. Smolcic with the chance. Sahinovic with the save once again. Hugo Larsson still doing well. Kaibi's there. Yepes. Yepes was the player I was quite enthused by as well, seeing them play with. But surely now, we've had just 7 shots, 0.87 XG, and we're 3-0 up. They've had some big chances, 2.27 XG. This time, Zeratul, we have definitely got lucky. Very lucky. But we also scored the greatest goal of all time. So, there we go. Panda, back. We've got 4 minutes to go. Surely there's no coming back here. Smolcic, playing a right back now. Plays it inside to Jens. Schmidt steps out. Beautiful defending. Here's Stenbring. Look at the man. Why did you stop running forwards, Pazarek? Okay, maybe you're tired, to be fair. Maybe you're tired. This is the 91st minute. Hove now gets the cross in, and it's stole. Stenbring misses from very close in. Very close in. Right, another chance. Like maybe only just 20 seconds gone off the clock. It's Frankfurt again. Can we hold on to a clean sheet at the list? We've surely won the game now. But it would be nice to keep a clean sheet as well. Really hoping. So Nightcrawler's 5-a-side team is Jaap Stam, Alessandro Nesta, Pavel Nedved, and the 2 Zlatans as Kali. No, we can't keep a clean sheet. We can't, unfortunately. They've taken the ball, so surely that goal's going to stand. It is. Right, Herald plays it into Gullikson. Just no one paid attention to Kalai. Schmidt's a good defender. He should not be that unaware. Let's move back to the camera here. What one was it? It was... Okay, it's not changing it there. Anyway, certainly that made a difference. That looked very tight. The game's still going. Why is the game still going? Just put them out there. Misery. That's got to be it, right? That's got to be it. So Nightcrawler again. No goalkeeper for you either. So Retro says you're not getting many views as of yet. That's perfectly normal at that point. But I'm here to play my saves, and if people want to come in and say hi, that's great. Bonus, appreciate any support. Exactly. And that's the whole point, is when you start out, it's all about getting used to it, and you're not going to get many views to begin with, because it takes that time. When people come in, you get them hooked, you're nice, you're warm, and hopefully that will then grow over time.
Statistics, it's not the statistics. You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Oh, Catch-22, what a gentleman you are. We're in trouble. Han Solo and Musterman. Indeed, we both are. I often say that I am very similar to... Oh my god, my memory is fried. Harrison Ford. To Harrison Ford. Me and Harrison Ford are virtually the same person. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's 4 months you've been subscribed, Catch-22. Absolute gentleman. Right, we won. We won against our rivals, and you know what that means.
Wait for SV Darmstadt, slam the golden motion. You can feel it every week. Mustard rejoices, free your mind and join us. Gonna win the fucking league.
Right, whilst that was going on, I tried to spam the goal emote and kept on pressing the wrong button because I'm not particularly dexterous, evidently. What a fabulous result. That is 2 home wins now in a row. That takes us all the way up to 9th, which is absolutely marvellous. And Marin, is this the first win of the season? No, that's the second win. We beat RB Leipzig in the very first game of the stream tonight. So we went straight into our first game and did all right. Did all right with our first one there. And now we've had 2 away draws, and then that 3-1 win over Eintracht Frankfurt, which is marvellous. Just in case we thought that it was going to get easier, Our next home league game is against Bayer Leverkusen. Away against Freiburg in 5th, Hoffenheim in 18th. Maybe that's a game we can look to win. I imagine we might be struggling for the next couple of games at the very least. So let's get these rested. In fact, okay, so Zerachal, by the way, thank you very much for redeeming the minigame. We will go into it in a second. I say we will go into it in a second because I need to watch this again. I might need to watch it like 2 or 3 times, to be honest, because oh my word. Here we go. It's not just an amazing goal. It's an open play as well. Let's get this from the other side. Let's get it. We don't need to be all that zoomed in. We can drop that down another spot as well. Asnu on the left. Sends in the cross. Abdullah! What a goal. Oh, I'm going to dine out on that for a while. What a glorious, glorious sight that was. H-Tanker's in. Welcome in, my dude. Welcome in. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much for the hydrate. And so this is where we pop on over to a bit of a mini game. We will go to our standard. We will start things off with a little bit of guess the player. So for those guys that are in that haven't been around for this before, guess the player, a really, really simple game. You're going to see 4 pictures from a player's profile in FM24. One after the other. You're going to see the positions that they play, their attributes and traits, their scout report, and the clubs that they've played for. Your job is to guess who the player is. The earlier you guess, the more points you get. Those points get you onto that lovely little scoreboard just beneath me. Yeah, it's literally as simple as that. We're going to do straight away, and we'll head on in to the very first thing. Now, just to be clear, the image that we've used here is not going to be the player. That would be far, far too easy. As Quadmo has correctly recognised, it is Carlos Valderrama indeed. So let's head on in. This is the very first clue. We've got a winger on the left wing who's right-footed. Not bad on his left foot. So Cameron's guessed that it could be Hannibal. H-Tank went for Marcelo, again looking at the hair. And also with the hair, obviously it's Raskin. Could it be Leroy Sane? Could it be Hullet? All fabulous, fabulous guesses. Could it be Fellaini? Indeed. Could it be Sasa Papic? There we go. So Coritiba's gone for Igor Paxal, a fine guess. Coritiba this week's Moneyball Clinic is going to be Feyenoord. So there's going to be quite a bit of Igor Paxal love. Could it be Elise or Vinicius Jr.? Another guess for Vinny. One comes in for Rafael Leao, Kurlon, Eze. All fabulous guess. Could it be Roman Mundle? It's not Roman Mundle, I'll be honest. Is it Marco Asensio? Isn't Marco Asensio the greatest player that's ever existed? Sadly, it's none of those. So let's move on to the next clue here. And what we've got is a very, very dribbly boy. 19 for dribbling, 19 for flair. He can pass. 16 at passing. What a player. What a player we've got here. Could it be Gabriel Martinelli? It's not Martinelli. It's not Jack Clark or Kevin Morales. Myron says, let's go. Happy to see Feyenoord getting the love we deserve. Indeed. Indeed. Zerachal's gone for Yamal, Neymar, Grealish, Gnabry, Messi, Coman, Junior, Sane, Dembele, Kvaradona, Kvaratskhelia. Oh, now, if it was Kvaratskhelia, right, I'm going to put this out to you guys, chat. If it was Kvaratskhelia, would you accept Kvaradona guy from PSG over Zerachal spelling the player's name right? That's a bold take. I mean, it's Sage Tank says yes. Crudmo says no. Oh, it would be very, very controversial if it was. Now, that is, of course, assuming it is Kvaratskhelia. Let's move to the next clue, because maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Well, there is a star player in Serie A. It's a star player in Serie A, who, in the game at least, starts at Napoli. It is, of course, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. And those points, I'm sorry, Zerachal, it is first person to get it. I knew who Rich meant. Quaradona does count. That is three fantastic points going to Rich, and a bonus point. It's just the one bonus point, I'm afraid, Zerachul, for getting the spelling correct. So hashtag rage quit. I get it completely. But we do have the applause coming in from H-Tank30. We have the applause coming in from Quadmo. We have the applause coming in from Johnny Trotter. And again, it's a fix, says Cameron. DM Basis says no, spelling has to be right. No, I have never stated in this game that spelling has to be right. I mean, there have been games where I am very explicit in the rules that spelling has to be correct. I've never done so in this, so it'd be unfair to start now. He calls shenanigans, says DM Bassist. I said him first. I spelt it as Raskin. You know who I meant. That's the problem. It's language is the importance of language is about making sure that the recipients understand what you mean, and I didn't. And I'm guessing it's the Scottish accent. It comes through in the writing. It looked like you weren't meant to say Kvaratskhelia, but it looked like Raskin to me, sadly. So Mr. Echo is Georgian, always proud when Kvara is mentioned in here. Actually, his hometown is 25 kilometers away from where you live. Awesome. And what an incredible player he is. Where does Kvaratskhelia rank in terms of all-time Georgian players? Is he above or below Kinkladze? Because Kinkladze, like Kvaratskhelia, might be a better player, but Kinkladze was the ultimate entertainer. So Dan Basis says, when we do guess the 11, we have to spell it correctly. Indeed. And the rules say you have to spell it correctly and guess the 11. Doesn't say that at any point during Guess the Player. So in the interest of niceness, I think Zerachul should also get points as a one-off. So Rich Sun, as I said, Zerachul does get a bonus point for spelling his name correctly, but he was the second. It's the person who gets there first gets the points. The dictator makes the rules. We just got to obey. See, Zerachul understands. Zerachul understands. But that's because he also knows that I have the power to take away the bonus point. So he's got to be gracious, right? That's how it works in the Musterman autocracy. You know, I was going to say I don't make the rules, but I do make the rules. That's part of the problem. Incidentally, Musterman autocracy is my third favourite Rammstein live bootleg. I could believe it. Nightcrawler remembers Shota Arveladze, former Ajax and Rangers striker. It was at Ajax, wasn't he, Arveladze, for a while? They're all below those Zurab Kizasnishvili. Fine players. Fine player indeed. Perhaps we shouldn't match Kavalashvili. Maybe we shouldn't. In fact, how do I ban? No, I don't. I obviously won't ban you for that. But like, who else? There's been some good Georgian players over the years. Now, Shota Arveladze was a player that I've definitely signed multiple times in old champs, and it was always a little bit wrong. He banned me. I even nearly spelled it right. Indeed. Kobiashvili's been mentioned. He was very overlooked and underrated. Fine indeed. Quadmo, another fan of Arveladze. Kinkladze too, of course. Well, that's where it started, Quadmo. That was the question, wasn't it? Where does Kvara rank up against Kinkladze? So, Mr. Echo says Mikhail Meksky is still mentioned as the best ever. Really now? Also, when we compare Kvara with Kinkladze, we say Kinkladze was better talent but did not reach his potential. That's fair. That. I mean, I don't know what Kinkladze's ceiling would have ever been. To be fair, he was, because he is was a very unique profile of player. But as I say, more of an entertainer than like necessarily a competitive footballer. Like, he's the kind of, if there was a Harlem Globetrotters of yeah, that was easy for me to say. If there was a Harlem Globetrotters of football, Kinkladze would be one of the first on the list, alongside like Ronaldinho. But yeah, whether Kinkladze would ever make it into a squad of like the best players, I don't know personally. Loved watching him. Just loved watching him. Meanwhile comes in and says, I hate Ajax, even Ajax Cape Town. Wow, that seems unfair. Isn't Kinkladze president of Georgia these days? I think he was, isn't he? Triple M's in. Welcome in, Triple M. How are you doing, my man? Lovely to see you. How do you feel after yesterday's result? Do you feel like it's a good point in progress with Amorim? Or do you feel like it was an opportunity lost and you should have come away with 3 points? And so for Mr. Echo, Arveladze is the best, personally. Fair enough. Crudmo, King Clancy was what Big Ron would call an amusement arcade. I think that's a fair shout indeed. DM Basis, you hate them so much they changed their name. Fair play. I mean, that is it, isn't it? Genuinely, I believe that Ajax Cape Town. Well, they didn't change their name, did they? Ajax Cape Town severed their ties with Ajax, so they didn't just change their name. They no longer have anything to do with them, and then became Cape Town Spurs. And that's all because they knew that Ajax upset Meanwolf 78. The Haaland Globetrotters would definitely be interesting. We had Ayashvili in the Bundesliga, awesome player. Forgotten about Ayashvili, great shout there as well. Yeah, loads and loads of cracking Georgian players over the years. I mean, given the size of the country as well, it's quite impressive. Very, very impressive. Oh, don't start that again. Oh, Haaland in the mud, trotters. Haaland in the mud indeed. Don't start that again. I'm with Quadmo on this one. Meanwolf says, I have season ticket at Feyenoord since 17 years old. That might be why you dislike Ajax. I mean, it is tough. Like, being in the shadows of better teams is tricky. Obviously, as a Villa fan, I don't know what that's like because we've always been the greatest team in the world ever. Right? So Triple M says, if you asked me before the game, I would have taken the point, but based on the chances we missed, it feels like 2 points dropped, to be honest. Amorim still has a lot of work to do, but I will give him time. I think that's quite fair and balanced. I'm what's the politest way I can put this? I don't know why I'm being diplomatic, but I still don't understand Amorim as the choice for United. Because essentially, you need a brand new midfield and brand new wing-backs and a brand new striker and probably more depth in defence to play Amorim's style. And I very strongly doubt you're going to be able to turn over that much over the summer. So it feels weird from a squad building perspective. So Mr. Echo says, Meanwolf and Twitch asks, is King Clancy his president? No, president is Kavalashvili, but most of the population does not agree with his legitimacy. Me neither. That's about politics. I'll stop it here. That is very, very gracious of you, Mr. Echo, but I mean, feel free to, as much as you want to or not. You say sorry for your grammatical errors. Your grammar is perfectly understandable, Mr. Echo. It's certainly a lot better than any of ours, Georgian. Oh, we're allowed a new coach. Let's go and do that then. We have 3 fitness coaches. I like 3 fitness coaches. 2 goalkeeping coaches is enough. I think I'm going to try and get a second assistant manager as we can. I think that should be a reasonable use of that slot. So Villa aren't even the best team in Birmingham. It's true. It's true. That belongs to Walsall. And just behind them, Solihull Moors. Marin says, shadows of better teams. Obviously, Feyenoord is the best. I will let you be enthusiastic about that possibility. You've certainly had some good years under Slot. I do worry that the damage that Priska's done might mean that you're out of contention for a couple more years yet now, though, which would be a shame. Meanwolf says, this season in the Champions Leagues, we did it very well. It's not a shame to lose to Inter. No, absolutely not. It is, I mean, you're now what? 9 points shy of third? No, not that much. Since you sacked Prisk, you've drawn to 1-1, which is 5 points. AZ have drawn to 1-1, so they've picked up 7 points. They're now... Are they 7 points ahead of you? 5 points ahead of you? So maybe not too far, but it's not great. Right, Leverkusen have hired Ruud van Nistelrooy from Nottingham Forest. Interesting career path. He was at PSV, went to Fulham, didn't last very long at Fulham, spent 3 years at Heerenveen, 2 years at Heerenveen, 2 years at Nottingham Forest, is now at Bayer Leverkusen. Interesting. That means Nottingham Forest now have a vacancy. I don't think that's something we'd ever be interested in anyway, so there we go. So Catch22 says that's sticking him with the mod sword and twisting it. It is indeed. It is indeed. So Nightcrawler says to Triple M, Amram will get all the time he needs to get Man United out of the Championship for sure. Oh, fighting talk there. Fighting talk. H-Tank suggests to liquidate the team and make a Phoenix Club. I mean, there's already a Phoenix Club out there, right? Like, you can't make another one, surely. With all the injuries we have, it was bound to happen, and it's Inter, obviously. I mean, injuries certainly haven't helped. Definitely not. So Nightcrawler says, the only time I have seen Man United not overachieve in FM was when old man Phil did Amram's tactic and philosophy and stuck to it rigorously. The thing is, I think that Amarin's tactic should work very, very well in Football Manager, because it presses high. You've got a lot of bodies in the middle that can help kite the balls away from danger areas. Yeah, like that should work very, very well, I would have thought. Right, away against Freiburg. Surely we stick with the same team, right? No changes necessary. Sims is a little bit off. Sims will be fine. He's on the bench. What have we got going on? We've got another 4-3-3. I like playing against a 4-3-3. We'll stay attacking. Let's see if we can get an away win. Just one away win would be nice. Just the one. Marin misses Arna's slot. Understandable. Understandable. Yeah, pick up from where you left last time. Trust you. I have faith in you. I trust you. Game time. So Mr. Echo says, I'll say it like this. In Georgia now rule puppets of the Russian Federation. Fair. If you don't know, Russia occupied 20% of Georgia, as they're doing in Ukraine now. So they rigged our elections. They beat protests. Indeed. Yes, the whole South Ossetia thing. I'm certainly aware indeed. Oh, I thought he meant Salford City. That quite possibly as well. United Football Club and Manchester United, Salford City. They're all Phoenix clubs, really, aren't they? We need to change back to the right view. But Abdullah does well. Finds De Niro. De Niro's going to try and do it all alone. He can't. Mantle now. Mantle's a very good goalkeeper. Into Lienhart. Lienhart to Cassius. Cassius pushes it out wide. Back inside to Lienhart. We're back into position. De Niro engages. Lambord pushes forward. Well now. Danny Roll, Sheffield Wednesday manager. Plays it through. Clinton tries to get it clear. Eggenstein. It's cut out. Shablas. Eggenstein again. Surely this is going to end in a long ball over the top, is it? Nope. Shablas coming forwards down the left. Shablas gets the cross in from the left. That's why we don't have that. It's 1-0. We can't see it. That's why I don't want it. It's an own goal by the goalkeeper, and we have no idea what happened. Oh. This is what happened. Shablas's cross takes a deflection. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's a horrible goal to concede. Right, from a momentum standpoint, not much has happened. Currently there's been 0 XG in the game whatsoever. Right, Asnu tries to find Schmidt. Schmidt lines up from distance. That's harmlessly. Sails over. So, Mean Wolf says you could also be PSV fan leading 9 points for championship and then losing all of it. PSV's collapse has been quite shocking, hasn't it, really? Asnu now finds Shitake. Shitake gets the ball at second time. Plays it out to Pazarek. Pazarek shot. Why did Pazarek shoot? What a game this is. So, currently there has been just those two shots. Can Freiberg make it 2-0 from this corner? Lamboard. It's outswinger. Schiffel gets there first. Comes back out to Lamboard again. To Watchen. Watchen to Egerstein. Shot deflects. Comes through to Moswitzer. No. Oh my. It's a lovely finish. A lovely finish from Moswitzer. Great finish. Just passes it into the far corner. Can we get one back? Here's a corner. It's going to be Andre Brooks. Outswinger. Header by Schiffel. Watching back all the way to Brooks. Linson tries to create some space. Plays it out wide to Wimmer. Wimmer to Linson. To Pazarek. We're just pissing around with the ball right now. Pazarek, do something. Here's something he's going to do is back inside to Wimmer. Wimmer to Schiffel. Schiffel across to Schmidt. Schmidt, play the ball now. Asnu with a great first touch. Asnu shoots straight at Mantle. That should have been a chance there. Well, it was a chance. Tell Mr. Echo we know about Georgia's situation. We all send lots of love. Absolutely. Yep, you're right. Abkhaz, you're in South Ossetia. Delighted you know about Ossetia. I mean, it's hard to ignore, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, absolutely shocking, but also laid the groundwork to let Putin know that he can kind of do whatever he wants and no one will stop him. All right, we are 2-0 down. We've just, I can't be angry. We just beat Eintracht Frankfurt, where we won 3-1. We had 1.5 XG. They had like 2.5 XG. So we completely and utterly undeserved win there. However, we are 2-0 down to 1 shot on target. So we're going to throw the water ball. And we're going to go for it. If we lose if we go 4-0 down, we will revert back. But let's go for it in the time being. So despite pushing those forwards, I'm actually going to bring Linson back a little bit. Something like that, maybe. De Niro's going to come off. Sims is going to come on. We're going with a double striker. Let's play wider. Hit those early crosses. You guys can concentrate on sending the ball long into our big men. There are loads of big men there, so you should have some options there. In fact, how tall is Jelicic? He's 5'10". Linson's 5'10" as well. Stenbring's 6 foot. So yeah, let's go central midfielder attack. And let's see what happens in the second half. Right. So Red App's in. Welcome in, my dude. Welcome in. Are we doing better today? We are doing better, but this game isn't an example of it for sure. Alt Ferrataru, welcome in indeed. That is the perfect reaction. Carrot Cake says hello, darkness. Yeah, that's a fair reaction as Cassius looks to make it 3-0. Cassius plays it back to Lamboard. Lamboard across to Watchen. Watchen shoots. Sahinovic manages to punch it over. Did you even put a goalkeeper on the pitch for this game? I mean, I don't know if I can blame him for the second goal. I can definitely blame him for the first one. A deflection that goes straight at him and he just kind of lets it hit him and go in. Right, Pazarek with the corner. Is he going to play this short to Asnu? He's not. He's going to swing it into the near post. Schiffel hits the woodwork. Watching. There's no pressure on them. They're able to clear with ease. Shitaki heads it back in. Cassius comes away with the ball. Junior Damu. There is no way they should come away with this. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, someone, for making a challenge. Right, Shitaki sends it forwards. Sims now with the ball. Just someone do something. Keep the ball for a few seconds. Pass accurately. Anything. Right, Linson can play it through. Yes, Linson. That's, oh my word, that shot. Oh my word, that shot was absolutely atrocious. Mantle with a short free kick. Moswitzer plays it out wide to Schablas. Schablas back into Egerstein. We're going to need to push the engagement up a little bit higher as well because there's so little pressure on the ball. That's understandable. We play with a mid block. But as we are behind and really needing to set the tempo, we should probably be pushing this better. Abdullahi with the goal.
The team will love the goals we drop to be part of the wave. Darmstadt winning under Mikel Aritalo.
Okay, so we've got one back. And from here, we are going to push now. So as we said, defensive line is already much higher, but we're going to engage much higher. We're going to try and push them there. I still haven't seen much from our players here. So it's going to be Guy and Jelicic on. No, it's going to be Hove on the right. Jelicic pushes into this area here. We'll have him as a shadow striker. And let's push that tempo up and that passing directness. Let's chase it. We are on a attacking mentality, aren't we? We are indeed. Lionheart into Cassius. Lienhardt again, back all the way to Mantle. Across to Moswitzer. Moswitzer finds Watson. Watson's able to push forwards, but Hove is there. Sends the ball forwards to Sims. Sims loses out. Watson. Schablas now into Egerstein. Back to Moswitzer. That's the pressing we like to see. By that I mean there was no pressing, and they're completely. That was 4-on-1. So Chappelle stepped up, okay? I get that. Chappelle came up with roll and then stopped trying. That's annoying in its own right. Schmidt comes out to Lambord. That's fine. That means that Wimmer's there. Where are the defensive midfielders? That's Shiitake. That's Brooks. So we should still have players defending there. Well, it's an easy pass over. Watchen, absolutely fine there. Wow. Right, we did make a save at some point in the game, though, because obviously we had the own goals, so there's been a save somewhere in there. Watchen with the corner, sends it in, Rodri gets it cleared off the line. Right, that means we're going to have to put you back down here. It's a... Oh my word. Somebody... Like I get it. We're attacking, so there may be some holes opening up. But there was no excuse for that defending there. Right, here comes Cassius. They've got 3 attacking the same area there. Asnu. I'm going to look at that because that was, again, another really, really good counter-attacking opportunity for them. They had an overload with 3 players on the 1 defender. Why that happens, I need to look at because that seems crazy. Right, Hove, can you get the cross in? It sends it low. Okay, can't clear their lines. Here's Brooks. Brooks turns, creates a shooting opportunity, finds Hove. Hove just wide. Just wide. So our right hand side. So Watson, Popper. So Nürnberger in. Let's try that. So come on the ham, says Quadmove. I mean, come on the stats, indeed. Marin, been having a blast watching the stream tonight, but sadly have to go. No worries, thank you very much for dropping by, Marin. Welcome in. Tyke's in, says Darmstadt, more like Darmstadt. Indeed. Welcome in, Tyke. I hope you're doing well. Goat Delay El Norby, indeed. But it was short-lived, sadly. Very, very short-lived. So Royal now coming forward. Undav, no one's tracking him. That's a foul. Okay, so someone was tracking him. Wim has given away a penalty. No, he hasn't. That's the second penalty we've got away with. Right, we're making the last changes because someone's tired, I think. We'll put McNulty on. And you know what? I'm beaten. I am absolutely beaten. This has been very, very frustrating. So let's just go back to what we normally do. Just hope that we can maybe hold on to a 3-1 defeat away from home. Quadmo remembers all, Tyke, exactly. Quadmo remembers all. Plus my sister-in-law from Wrocław, so I remember our Polish friends. That's fair enough. You sound like an almighty being from Lovecraft books when he refers to himself in the third person. He does indeed. He does indeed. Right, 5th minute of 5 minutes injury time. Surely this is the last highlight. Bruckner, though, is going to take a chance. Sahinovic has been awful. Didn't even die for that. Zentner now. Zentner back to Motswaiter. Put us out of our misery, please, ref. Put me out of my misery. Thank you. Thank you. Another shit away performance. I mean, I say shit away performance. 1-1 would have probably been a fair result. But, you know, as I said before, we got lucky against Frankfurt, and so that kind of levels out in some respect. I do see results going otherwise. We should probably drop down to maybe around 13th or 14th, depending on results elsewhere. So our next game is away against Hoffenheim. Let's pop you back like that. And then we'll make the changes. So the secondary formation is going to be back like this. Like that, in fact. On the side that Asnu is. Let's have that as our away formation for the next game. I've already told them to do that, so that's all right. Right, so Cameron's got to bounce. No need to head up to our house and sort old carpets for the uplift tomorrow. Thanks for tonight and enjoy the rest of the stream, gang. Thank you very much for dropping by, my dude. I hope it goes well tomorrow. So, Tyke, is Freiburg in your save as good as in real life? They're not doing bad. They've started this season quite well. Currently under Thomas Stamm. They weren't that excellent last season, though. Just for, I think they were very much a mid-table team, from what I recall. So Freiburg narrowly avoided relegation last season. Before that, they got into Europe but finished 13th. A season before that, 10th. So are they a good team? Maybe this season they are, but recent years don't seem to suggest so. Johnny Trotter's in. Welcome in, Johnny Trotter. I hope you're doing very well. There's a great cherry vodka bar on the main square in Wrocław. Interesting. Cherry vodka. That makes more sense. I do like the idea. I mean, a cherry vodka bar sounds quite good, to be honest. Anywhere that's quite positive and happy's got to be good, right? Samim says, seems there's no wonder tactic in FM. Certainly not. As we say, so we will push up when we need to, but we don't want to play the meta. That's a very, very key part of what we do here, is that we try and take a relatively realistic approach to our setup. So we don't go all out Gegen pressing. We don't overload the final third with like 4 players up in that final area, unless there is a good reason to chase it at like the end of games, where that might be a little bit more realistic. So there are plenty of wonder tactics in FMs, just we're not going to be using them. Right, so sorry, let me just try and catch up there. Morning, Muster Docs. Good morning, Lestry. Welcome in, sir. How are you, dude? How are you? Happy time zones to all, indeed. Tyke loves himself a good narrow 3-4-2-1. A fine choice. It's not been great for us, the 3-4-2-1. We've struggled to score when using it, but we've also been a lot more secure defensively. So I think that trying to grind out those points away from home might be quite helpful. So Mean Wolf says, if I'm correct, the oldest club in Germany is Kaiserslautern. I believe you. I believe you. Right, so DM Base is suggesting the Muster Dorks Weekender in Rockler. I mean, that's going to be where Musterfest is held, clearly. So Lester, it's all good at your end. Brisbane and surrounds got a solid soaking. Areas are still flood risks as the dams are overflowing, but the cyclone has finished. That's good to hear. That is good to hear. So Crudmo's got a cold, and he's about to go out in the cold and play football. You're a Wally. You are indeed. Good for the circulation, though, right? Surely that's gonna make things a little better. So Red Apps asked, Muster, have you tried wingbacks cutting inside? It could give a different dynamics. It most definitely could. I don't want to play my... So, maybe there is some virtue to it with us playing a 3-4-2-1, because then there is some plausibility to having these guys out wide. I will always stick to those same basic principles of having players with the width. They provide the width, these guys inside, and we look to keep things realistic. So we're not looking to overload. We could easily do this and run with like double volantes and just overload the middle inverted wingbacks. I know that the meta loves teams that don't stick to those 5 channels and just try and get loads of bodies in this area. And as we said, we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to stick to some elements. Now, there is certainly some value that maybe if we put these guys out wider, then maybe there is opportunity for someone to invert. That's absolutely fine. However, that's not going to be the case when we play with 2 up front, because when we play with 2 up front, the only place the width can come from is the wing backs. Does that make sense? So we do that. Cool. Linson's injured. So in comes Jelicic. Skitter makes his way onto the bench. In fact, okay, yeah, let's go with Skitter and Jelicic there. De Niro onto the bench. So Stenbring comes out. Bench on like so. So Mr. Echo is on Twitch now to say thank you to all who support Georgie. What a gentleman you are. Well, welcome in, Mr. Echo. Lovely to see you, my dude. Over here this time. So let's see. Lestry says, I had to wicket keep for 40 overs and then bat for 39 overs as my openers are absolute crap in 35 degrees centigrade. It was a time. You'll nail it. I mean, fair play. To bat out 39 overs, incredible stuff. I mean, I hope that you actually like attacked and it wasn't just a case of the openers fell early and it's like, fuck it, I'm defending every ball from here on in. So let's head on in and see how we get on. Enzo Maresca's Hoffenheim. I want to see a much better performance. I trust you to make the difference. Last one. Let's say that to Keegan Jelicic. Let's see if we can not suck. I don't even want us to be good or to win. We can lose to bottom of the table Hoffenheim. Skitter's in behind. Skitter. There we go. We didn't suck. We created a chance. That's a good thing. I mean, our finishing sucked, but we had some approach play. 40 overs wicket keeping's fine. It's the batting that's the issue as far as I'm concerned. So Red Apps says, fair enough. I was thinking more with opposite foot because it can give width, but also in the final third they can cut inside for the shot or go for the cross. Yeah, but completely understand your point. Yeah, as I said, I don't want us to be unrealistically overloading the centre, which I know is meta. I want to avoid the meta as much as possible. However, we are already 1-0 down after 3 minutes, which doesn't bode well. Doesn't bode well at all. Nicholas Beste, beautiful. What a ball. Oh, what a ball from Bester there. Absolutely dig that out over the top for Kratzik, cross to the far post. It's a cracking chance, cracking goal. So we had a big chance right at the beginning. Fortunately, we didn't take it, but you can't argue with that. Okay, our other Johan Hove comes on. He's going to be the difference maker. Actually, I should have just bought on the second striker. I should have abandoned it almost immediately because I know that we struggle to score with the 3-4-2-1. Null across to Salai. Salai's still playing. Plays it out wide to Kratzik. Kratzik to Bester. Good play from Hove. Pazarek now. Can he find Brooks? He does. Oh, a reverse pass there would have been lovely. Hove with a chance. It's blocked behind by Null. We need a Davi Selka. We do indeed. I mean, we should have the Davi Selka in Abdullahi. The guy's got elite jumping strength and those kind of things. Won like 65% of his headers last season. It's a shame that he's just not quite been... I mean, he scored an amazing overhead kick, to be fair. So that counts for something, right? Right, Bischoff. Oh, no, that's bullshit. That's frustrating. Just stand there and watch. It was a really, really bad pass. Look at this. Right. Into Bischoff. It's a bad pass. It's a bad pass. Schiffel stops. Schmidt just stands still. Ah! For my sanity, I do apologise. We're going to key highlights. Oh my, great noise indeed. Indeed. Oh my god. Rip headphone users. Indeed. Right, Brooks is in behind. Brooks' shot is wank. Null with the save. It was on his weaker foot. That's kind of understandable. So, for the second game running... Okay, we've had chances. We just haven't scored them again. Pazarek with the cross now. Surely he's going to cross it. He finds Brooks. Brooks hits the post, and Hoffenheim clear the lines. This will be the second team who are bottom of the table that we've lost to this season as well. Quadmo, just click end match and be done with it. Indeed. I forget what Dying Seal sounded like. Thanks for the reminder. I'm happy to oblige. Right. Okay. You've been terrible. Here come the changes. The change is Skitter off, De Niro on, back this way. Hove has to be our playmaker because Jelicic and Clinton are now injured. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. We will... Ooh, what are we going with? Can we... Right, Brooks is coming off as well. So let's put Sims in a central spot. So we're doing Sims off the left because that way we've got the right-footed advanced forward on. Shadow striker attacking the area as well. Attacking wing back on the target forward side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just increase the tempo. How long before it's 3-0 is the real question though. Here we go. De Niro phones Asnu. As new. Get the cross into the far post. Good work. Abdullahi shot it. Saved. It's a good save from the keeper. That is better at least. Does mean that we finally edged ahead in terms of XG. But it does look like another game we need to get more prolific, and I'm not sure we've got the personnel to be prolific. So there we go. If you've never heard foxes in the UK sound like fighting each other, that's what Musterman just gave a rendition of. Indeed I did. Indeed I did. Chark says, last match day in Spain's 4th division. I'm in 4th place. Either I win and get to playoffs, or I tie and I have to fear. Lose means no playoffs. Good luck, Chark. Good luck. Nightcrawler says, in Germany, we say, die Abwehr when defenders are overwhelmed. Maybe it's fitting that Schiffel means little boat in Bavarian dialects. There's a lot to take in there. There was a lot to take in there. Right, Pazorex off as well. Those are our last changes. Let's see if we can create a chance in the second. So we started the second half well. We created a couple of chances. Had another chance there, but wasn't particularly good. Off target from the looks of things. But we're not doing well with the chance. Abdullah had a chance to get in behind, hooked it back to Hove. Guy from the angle. Thank fuck for that. There we go. No, wrong one. That'll do. So Kieran says, think that's foxes mating, not fighting. I mean, fighting, loving, they're all the same. Lester says, speaking of sounds haunting you, in Australia life update, had a kookaburra, which is essentially a type of kingfisher bird, for those that don't know, drop an eastern brown snake about 15 metres in front of me on Saturday. The splat sound was quite something. My word, that is something. Satin Basis loves kookaburras, eastern brown snakes less so. I agree with you. Nürnberger into Hove. Hove back to Wimmer. Wimmer across to Guy. Guy, can he get the cross? And he finds Hove. Abdullah, it's the... We're cursed. That is all that I can say. We are absolutely cursed. Wow. I mean, it's just game after game like this, isn't it? At least our next games are at home. We've shown during this stream so far that we win our home games. We do lose another player to injury. So, do we have anyone in our reserves? Oh no! Okay, so for those of you guys who are in the Discord, you might have seen that I shared this lovely screenshot with you the other day, and I said that it's all absolutely fine unless you try and go and see your reserve squads, and then it crashes. Fuck. Oh. I'm gonna have to go through that all over again. And yeah, we're gonna do it faithful, so we'll try and get the same results as much as we possibly can. So do I keep saving the game? No, I save it at the end of the stream. I don't have autosave on. Wow. Oh well, okay, right. We have an ad break coming up in 3 minutes. Mr. Echo, I turned off autosaves a long time ago. Yeah, like my saves folder, because of the amount of games that I have going on with content creation, my games folder currently is 224 save game files and 53 gig. So like I turn off autosaves because I like the amount of extra files I'd end up having as a result and would be crazy. Right, okay. Yeah, there's meant to be an ad break coming up, so we'll end the stream there. I'm not 100% certain. I think I've avoided using the C word, because the C word is really sticking out. Got to replay until we get that overhead kick goal again. I can't access that overhead kick goal ever. Awesome, cool, okay. Right. The ad break's getting up, so I can't lick my wounds. It's gonna do that anyway. Twitch, we're gonna head out and we're gonna raid out and we're gonna send some love to some people. YouTube, we can't raid over on YouTube. So thank you very much for dropping by. We are back tomorrow morning at 11 AM Greenwich Mean Time with the Jazz Manager save. So if you're around, I'd love to see you there. If not, we'll be back with Darmstadt on Wednesday, where I will try my absolute best to get the exact same results, so we can get up to speed accordingly. Oh, there's no way I'm going to beat RB Leipzig again. Right, okay. That's a problem for me to sort out rather than